Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. My dad served in the United States Army. Then I hung up with my dad and I called my big brother Chris. Hey, big brother Chris. He lives in Geneva, not too far from here. I said, hey, thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. He served in the United States Navy. Then I called my other big brother, Mike. In my house, he's referred to as Uncle Mikey. He's a cool guy. And I said, good morning, Mike. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. My brother Mike served in the United States Marine Corps for 20 years. Then I paused and I took a deep breath. And I remembered my grandpa, my mom's dad, who served in the Navy, and he passed away. And he's buried at Arlington Cemetery, a place that we will talk about later in the country. So I already had a very special morning. I got a little bit emotional because I was remembering and thankful for my family's service to our country. We have some amazing special guests in our gym this morning, and we're going to talk about them, and we're going to recognize them and honor them in a little bit. But one of the ways we can honor them is by showing them outstanding Anderson Best assembly behavior. So what that means is, while we're in the assembly today, your hands are to yourself. If you want to keep them like this, that is very helpful. You're sitting up. Your eyes are always on the speaker or on the screen or on our performers. Your ears are listening, and you're listening. There's going to be times to clap and cheer. There's going to be times to be completely silent in respect. And I know that Anderson students can do those things. Are you ready for the assembly? Now, we are going to, this morning in our morning announcements, we did not say the Pledge of Allegiance because I wanted to do it together. So, would you please join me and stand up, face the flag.
And Students, as you can see, our veterans who served in the Army are standing with respect for their song. United States Navy. The United States Coast Guard. And as you can see, we don't have any Coast Guard members here today, and that's okay. Maybe someday you'll get to meet someone who is in the Coast Guard as well. Sorry, Navy boys, I had to do it. Sorry, boys. The United States Air Force. And the United States Marine Corps. Let's do one more round of applause for our veterans of honor. Now, as you can see from this photo, veterans can be men or women, and each branch of the service has different uniforms. They have different uniforms for the different jobs they have, and these are some of their dress dress uniforms. All right, we have a special presentation from our orchestra. Mrs. Mazzara was not able to be here. However, she has amazing colleagues, Mrs. Saldana and Mrs. Rawlings will be leading our 5th grade orchestra in the Star Spangled Banner. Now, when we hear the Star Spangled Banner, we show respect. And one of the ways we show respect to our national anthem is we stand, just wait, we stand, and if we have a hat, we take it off. Of course, we place our hand on our hearts. So please join me in listening to the Star Spangled Banner. Please stand. Fifth graders, outstanding job. Welcome, Ready to Go fifth grade orchestra. They have been practicing very hard on that song for weeks and weeks. Well done, fifth grade orchestra. Great job. Please be seated.
Good morning. Our Anderson Student Council has spent some time talking about Veterans Day, and we have a surprise for you later. But some of our student council members from first grade through fifth grade would like to explain the history of Veterans Day and what it means.
Veterans Day actually started out with a different name. It was first called Armistice Day. Armistice Day marked the end of fighting of World War I. That happened on the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month. As we can see, the day is always recognized on November 11th. After other wars like World War II and the Korean War, the government wanted to recognize all of our veterans from any war. 68 years ago, Veterans Day became the official name of the holiday to celebrate and honor our veterans. Let us remember that Veterans Day is not only a day to remember those who fought for our country, but to also show gratitude to those who serve today.
At Anderson, we are learning about gratitude, and we want to not only say thank you with our words, but to say thank you by honoring your sacrifices for us.
Now, behind me on the stage, our fifth grade choir is getting set up. I just want to, while they're getting set up, I want to tell you a little, I want to give you a job to do, some homework to do this weekend. When you meet a veteran, you might be at the grocery store, you might be at the park, you might be at church, you might be walking by the river. It could be anywhere. It might even be on your house. But when you meet a veteran, what you can do, if you want to show respect to them, you walk right up to them and you just say, hello, and you introduce yourself. You say, I just want to thank you for your service. So I'm going to say that one more time. One simple thing to say is just say, I want to thank you for your service. Can you guys say that? 1, 2, 3. Now, if you want to, you don't have to, you could shake their hand. You could say, can I give you a high five? And you could give them a high five. They might want to talk about their service, or they might not want to. They might just say, thank you very much. That means a lot to them. But all you can do is just say thank you, and that can really, really mean a lot, okay? So, that's your homework this weekend. If you meet a veteran, make sure you say, thank you for your service. At this time, I would like to introduce our fifth grade choir.
Can we know who is brave, who will sacrifice to save? All around, who can see what their faith is meant to be?
Our fifth grade choir. Now, I read this book to my sons at home a few days ago, and we really enjoyed reading this book. And I found the author, or I found another person reading it, and I would like to share this book with you. So enjoy.
Hi friends, welcome to Story Time with Tristan. Today is a very special day in America. Do you know why this day is so special? Every November 11th, we honor and thank all the men and women who served in the United States Armed Forces. These men and women are called veterans, and this special day is called Veterans Day. Do you know any veterans? It may surprise you to find out that some people you see every day in your neighborhood once served in our military. Join me today as we find out more about these really special heroes. Veterans, Heroes in Our Neighborhood by Valerie Funstein and illustrated by Aaron Anderson. Today we learned about our heroes, a really special kind, the ones who serve America and leave their homes behind. We read about the veterans who give all they can give to keep our country safe and free so we can love and live. Our teacher asked us each to name a veteran we knew. She said, "Now you may be surprised, it won't be hard to do." So after school I asked my dad. He had amazing news. These heroes live right in our town, so many who can choose. There are family, neighbors, friends who never boast or brag. We all should be reminded of their love for home and flag. The man in town who cuts our hair is known as Frank the Barber. but not too many know he was a sailor at Pearl Harbor. The butcher at the grocery store who cuts the meat for stew was once a paratrooper. Wow! Matt served in World War II. And Walter is a Navy man who came to fix our heat. He once fixed boilers on the ships that sailed with the U.S. fleet. Our neighbor Jacqueline is a nurse who wears a uniform. She cared for wounded soldiers when she served in Desert Storm. Ernie is a firefighter. We knew that he was brave, and yet we never knew about the Air Force time he gave. And Edna, our librarian, had a son named John. He died while training for Iraq. Now she's a Gold Star mom. Our mailman is a volunteer who trains each year to serve. When duty calls, Bob goes abroad. He's in the Army Reserve. And Manny is a proud Marine who did a corporal's part. He was wounded overseas and wears a Purple Heart. So here he is getting his Purple Heart. I see that medal. We celebrate our Veterans Day the 11th of November. We show our patriotic pride and promise to remember. Our heroes' headstones wear the flag from coast to coast in May. It's how we honor those we've lost and mark Memorial Day. So these are the headstones of some soldiers who served. This one is in Iraq, Afghanistan, Vietnam, and the Korean War. We painted posters of our heroes and marched in a parade to thank these men and women for their sacrifices made. We sang, "Thank you, Grandpa. God bless America. My hero, Dad, Mom." We don't need a calendar to celebrate the brave. We pledge allegiance to the flag and let those colors wave. It doesn't matter where they served, what service branch or rank. What matters is remembering them and offering our thanks. So in the back of this book, the author has included some real pictures of some men and women that she knows who have served in the military and that are in her neighborhood. The end. I love how this book taught us about so many people who sacrificed to keep our country safe and free. I would like to take the time to thank all of those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. And I would like to send a very special thank you to my mom and dad, who both served in the United States Army, my oldest brother, who served in the Navy, and my father-in-law and brother-in-law, who both served in the Marines. I hope you enjoyed our story today and that you learned something important about Veterans Day.
All right. Now, how many of you think we should buy that book for our library? All right, where's Mrs. Majeski?
Back here.
We got any room in the budget, Mrs. Majeski? All right, we got one more book. We're going to order that book, and you'll be able to check that book out, maybe a couple copies, and you'll be able to take that home and read it with your family if you'd like to. Thank you very much. All right, we took a vote, Mrs. Majeski. We've got to order it now.
Got it. Ordered.
All right.
Just a few weeks ago, I asked all the students at Anderson, and this is not something they had to do, but if they wanted to write a letter, to write an essay about what Veterans Day meant to them. And so it wasn't something that we forced kids to do. We didn't make them all write it. But so many kids, out of just the kindness, out of their passions, they wrote some letters, and we were only able to choose 4 of them. We could have chosen, dozens and dozens, but we had to choose 4. So I'd like to invite those 4 students to come up, and they would like to read their letters to our veterans. Our first student is from 4th grade. Dr. Ayala is not from 4th grade. She's the 4th grade teacher, but the student, Gia, is absent today. So in her absence, her teacher, Dr. Ayala, will read her letter.
Honoring Our Veterans by Dia Keith. Every year we celebrate Veterans Day on November 11th. To me, Veterans Day is about honoring our veterans for serving our country and making sacrifices. As said by Claudia Pemberton, America without her soldiers would be like God without his angels. Just like angels are a symbol of protection, soldiers protect us. Being a veteran is dangerous, but veterans still do it because of the love for our country and the people in it. Soldiers make so many sacrifices and expect nothing in return. We can honor them by making good use of the freedom they fought for. In 3rd grade, we had to do a biography project. I chose Senator Tammy Duckworth because I was inspired by her story. She is an Iraq War veteran and she lost both of her legs, but still didn't give up. When I was in 1st grade, I went to the grocery store with my mom and sister on Veterans Day. I saw some veterans and thanked them for their services. It lit up their faces. It made me realize that such a small gesture made them so happy. I feel we should honor and thank our veterans every day, and not just Veterans Day for all the sacrifices they make. We can do this by respecting their sacrifices and appreciating the freedom they fought for. I would like to conclude the essay by quoting President John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them.
All right, our next reader will be our 2nd grader, Molly.
I'm thankful for veterans because they are brave through fires. Also, they are strong driving in tanks, and they help each other running in grass, dirt, and rocks. I love veterans because they have a job that other people can't have. I love veterans because they fight for freedom. Veterans are the best. I'm so glad we have veterans.
Thank you, Molly. And could Francis come? Francis is a 3rd grader from Miss Adams' class.
I'm thankful for veterans because they help our country stay safe and serve us. If there were no veterans, we would not be safe. So thank all veterans for keeping us safe every day.
And finally, our 5th grader from Ms. Weber's class, Audrey. Audrey wrote a really cool poem, so listen carefully. And kindergartner and 1st graders, listen to the rhymes, okay? She's got some mad rhymes.
I'm thankful for veterans who have done everything they can. Whether they're dead or alive, they've helped our country earn its pride. They have earned us our freedom. Veterans have fought for our rights. Veterans have fought with all their might. Whether they have fought during World War II or they just did anything that they could do. They have helped us regain our strength. Whether you know one or not, they still fought. They tried their best. It doesn't matter if it's more or less. They still were there for us. That is why we must be thankful for all they have done. Because they are the reason we can play all day in the sun. They are the reason we can relax on our bed with a roof over our head without having to worry about war, not having to be afraid at the store. They are kind, they are brave, they have sacrificed, they have saved. They are the reason we're not fighting today, even if they may. Veterans have served during war. They have helped us gain more strength, pride, and bravery. So as you can see, we need to be thankful for veterans. We are thankful for veterans. Anderson is thankful for veterans like you.
No, students, play seated. You can stay seated. Second grade is going to make their way to the stage. Now, while second grade is walking to the stage, if you could please put your eyes on Mr. Jarrett. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, fifth graders. We have so many great veterans who are here today. I wish we could interview all of them. And then over the last several years, when it was COVID and we couldn't have assemblies like these, we would go out into the community and interview veterans. I got to interview my brother one year. I got to interview my neighbor, Mr. Rogers, who's a veteran. And we got to learn about veterans, but we had to do them on videos. And now we get to be together as an assembly, so we're happy about that. We have some staff members here at Anderson, believe it or not. Many of you may or may not know that Mr. Smith, our awesome PE teacher, is served in the United States Navy. So let's say thank you and round of applause. We also, one of our teachers, her husband is a veteran. And maybe I might be missing some, but and he is here today, so I would like actually Mr. Lucci to please stand up. We would like to say thank you for your service as well. Now, if you're a student here and you're a veteran that you know came to visit and is sitting over there, would you please stand up and give them a little wave and say, I love you and I appreciate you. All right, have a seat. Okay. Please listen carefully and enjoy the song from our second grade. Veterans and guests who are here, in front of us are our student council. They're representatives from every class at our school. And they meet and do a lot of work to help our school just improve. And they have been working the last several sessions on planning this event. Our student council helped come up with the ideas of what they wanted to do. And they also have created a special message. And so on behalf of Anderson School, the students, the staff, and the community, and especially our student council, veterans, we would like to say from the depths of our heart, did we get it in the right order? I can't see. Did we get it? Let's give our student council a thank you for all of that they've done for this program.
All right, Anderson and our veterans, we have a special treat at the end of our assembly coming up. And we are going to hear the beautiful and powerful song of Taps played in just a moment. But some of our fifth graders are going to tell us a little bit about the history and the meaning of taps.
As we close our assembly today, we have much to remember and be grateful for. One way we can do this is to listen to taps being played and to be silent and honor our veterans.
There are 24 powerful and beautiful musical notes called taps that are played by a bugle to remember those who gave their lives in the service of the United States.
The melody of taps began during the Civil War as a call for lights out, and in the 1800s was rearranged and formally used at military services.
Taps is played to honor the memory of members of all 5 branches of the armed forces: the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Armed Force, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard.
At Arlington National Cemetery, a bugler plays taps at the end of every evening as a tribute to those who died for their country.
When taps is played, you may notice members of the military saluting during the song. As you hear taps played today, we ask that you remain silent. Please place your right hand over your heart and be thankful for all of our veterans.
So students, as you just heard, in just a few moments, you will hear the beautiful song called Taps. One way we can show respect to our visiting veterans and to all the veterans who have passed away is to be quiet, to listen, to place your hand on your heart. Please remain silent as we show respect and we honor the veterans here and all over the world by listening to the beautiful song called Taps. At this time, veterans, when we dismiss, please join us in our cafeteria, which is through those doors. If you have a student here at Anderson, we invite them to come with you. We have a special little event for you guys in the cafeteria. So only students, if your grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, mom, and dad are here, can go with them. Other students are gonna head back to class. We're gonna start with kindergarten only. Please stand up. Kindergarten.